And the season continues for the Weslaco Panthers. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Knapp Medical Center pregame show. We are here with the Weslaco High School JROTC. They are here ready to be part of this football game tonight. It's going to be the Weslaco Panthers taking on the Hanna Eagles. Carlos Robledo along with Mike Gonzalez. And Mike, we're ready to go for a game. History is on the line for the Weslaco Panthers. Also a very exciting time. The Weslaco Panther Corps, they are in the stands because they're getting ready for senior night for the band members.
Yeah, absolutely, Carlos. Big game tonight. We could smell that championship trophy. We are 2 games away. But I tell you what, Carlos, this is a big one tonight because a win tonight and the Weslaco Panthers will clinch a by-district home game in a few weeks. So that's how big tonight is.
Yeah, history is on the line because the Weslaco Panthers are trying to do something that hasn't done since 2011. That's right. It's been a very long time, but the Weslaco Panthers have never gone 9-0 since 2011. Check this out. Let's see how the Weslaco Panthers have done it so far. They started off the season beating the Mercedes Tigers by a score of 34-0. Then they take care of Harlingen South 24-6 in that game. They take care of Edinburgh 40-7 and Sherryland 28-7. Look how that defense just played oh so well at the very beginning of the season. A little bit stiffer competition. Laredo United South won that game. Harlingen, oh, what a game we had there, winning that one 35-32. Los Fresnos 42-23, and of course last week against the Rivera, winning that one 35-7. 2 more games are on the schedule. They got Hanna, then they got San Benito. 1 game is here and 1 game is on the road. And you talk about games, you talk about teams that the Weslaco Panthers and players that they have had. Jacob Cavazos, Mishak Rivas, going all the way back to those years. But even those players weren't able to go 9-0.
Yeah, those are big time names, Carlos, when you talk about the Mishak that Jacob Cavazos is for all those years. And that shows you how hard it is to go 9-0, Carlos, in high school football or in anything. But that shows you that the Weslaco Panthers this year's team has played well in all 3 phases of the game. And then on top of that, Carlos, you talk about the schedule, the district schedule. Most will agree that it's the meat grinder of the Rio Grande Valley, and they've done well there. And then on top of that, you look at the overall schedule you saw there. 6 of those teams will probably make the playoffs, and counting San Benito next week, that's 7. So that tells you that this run that they're making is no fluke.
You look back at some of those teams that they played in the past 12 years, and there were teams that were pretty good that they lost to, right? Early on in the season, you're talking about like Edinburgh Vela. They would lose to Harlingen. Los Fresnos was another team that they lost, where they couldn't go undefeated. They would, either go 9-1 or 8-2 or something like that. All very, very good teams. This year, they've been able to do it against all the teams on their schedule, and that's why possibly going 9-0. All right, so one of those players who's been on fire as of late is Felipe Pruneda. Check this out. He has been so strong. Last week against Rivera, he had 2 big catches. He's a big receiver, and when he catches the ball, he is hard to bring down. Both his catches were for first downs. He also likes to touch the ball first. He got his first touchdown last week, I should say. Sometimes they will line him up in the backfield, and he sets up to block, and then they end up just passing to him. There's a touchdown that he had against Brownsville Rivera. He is so good. He's kind of like a little secret weapon. Felipe Pruneda. There you go. You see the stats. 13 catches for 105 yards and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, Coach Stroman calls him the diamond on the rough. And as a matter of fact, last year he was the MVP of the JV Dark team. Only a junior, as you mentioned, Carlos, and good size, as you mentioned, and great hands. You saw that touchdown catch he made, but it just seems like that he only averages about 1 or 2 catches per game, but they occur in big situations. As you mentioned, he'll move the chains or he'll keep drives alive there, and he's only getting better. And he's another weapon, Carlos, that they have at the wide receiver position. And so all those weapons that they have, he adds a little bit more balance to that offense.
All right, Mike, and I also like the way, he not only is he used, but there's a lot of receivers on this squad that somebody's calling me right here. There's a lot of receivers that are on this squad that have an opportunity to catch the ball every weekend. Pruneda is just one of them. Just not 1 or 2 guys that makes all the catches. He's part of an array of wide receivers. All right, offensive lineman Diego Zavala has come up with some pretty big plays, and we've talked about this guy a little bit. Let's see what he has done. We're going to give him some love right here on this show because you got to see this run here, the 68-yard run by Eli Rodriguez in that Los Fresnos game. You see what happens right here. He's got so much room right there, thanks to Diego Salazar. Salasad. He was able to run down the field, and we're going to go back and watch this play one more time because he will set up in the backfield like a little running back. He takes care of the outside linebacker right there. Then he keeps moving his feet, and then he takes out the other linebacker and a third man as well. And that's why Eli Rodriguez just has so much room between the numbers and the sideline. Watch it for a third time because you'll get to see he has this great job going out there, his great footwork as he takes care of number 11, the defender right there, and then once again the upper body strength, and then once again he just pushes the defender out right there, and then the collision, and there goes Eli Rodriguez for the night's run. A big reason why Eli Rodriguez is doing so well. And also, he's a hustler. He watched on what he had last week against Brownsville Rivera, Eli Rodriguez on a screenplay, and he's just looking for some space. This is a play that actually got called back, but Gonzalez, he used it in the highlights, so I said, well, I'm going to go ahead and use it as well. It was a screenplay, and he's looking for some space. Salazar, there he is. He comes in at the final moment of the play, and Salazar Rodriguez is able to pick up another 10 yards. He starts off in the left tackle position, takes his man out, and then he just goes down the field, keeps on working. In fact, there were a lot of Western Panthers that go down the field at this particular point. Looks like not much of a gain, but then there is a hustling Salazar who comes into the picture, and you can see right there that Eli Rodriguez sees him, and you get the extra block, and he springs him for another 10 yards. What a weapon. You talk about all the weapons that we have, you know, either at receiver or at running back. Yeah. He's one of those offensive linemen.
Yeah, no doubt about that. I mean, we're talking about a guy that's one of 3 juniors in the starting lineup on the offensive line, and he's got good speed, he's got good size, he's at 5'9", 245, and Coach Stroman called him the strongest man on the whole team, not just the offensive line, but the whole team. And then you talk about his speed, 4.8 speed. And you saw the highlights there where they use him. They like to bring him out to the outside. They're not afraid to use him to pull and make some blocks there. And as a matter of fact, Carlos, before this season, Coach Stroman has that he is so good that he has the potential to be an all-state player.
All right, well, tonight is senior night. It's also band parent night, so the band students are lining up right now. They're going to be recognized before the football game. Senior night, so after the game, you're going to have the kids that'll be out here. All the seniors will be on the football field, and, you know, they're going to be graduating, so they're going to have one more opportunity to get together. It's also towards the end of the football season, Mike.
Yeah.
This is actually week 10. There's 11 weeks, so there's one more week after this. So it gives us an opportunity to take a look at the top plays. Let's roll the tape right now. It all started against Mercedes, game 1. Devin Martinez, a loss of 5 yards on the play right there. Remember, it was hot and it was sweaty in that game. Eli Rodriguez really made a name for himself. He breaks the tackle in the backfield right there, and then he goes off for 15 yards against Harlingen South. How about Andres Sepulveda making 2 defenders collide as we see him, another sidesteps another tackler into the end zone. Later, Harley Rodriguez, they called him Baby Shaq. He was injured later on in the season. We wish him well, but he made a tremendous play right there. At Edinburgh, how about Eli Rodriguez? Spins, breaks a tackle, scores a touchdown. We got a lot of Eli Rodriguez. Sherryland, Diego Zavala. We like our linemen on this show, so we give some love to Diego Zavala with a block right there. More Eli Rodriguez. You think you have him corralled. Spins out of that one. He had 225 yards in that game and 2 touchdowns against Sherryland. Laredo United South. 8 seconds left on the clock. Mike and I were up in the press box. We're saying, get out of bounds, young man. Get out of bounds. The clock is already running down. There's only 8 seconds left before the half. He stays in bounds, and he goes in for the score. The Harlingen game, we won't forget the game against Harlingen that took place right here at Bobby Lackey Stadium. How about the interception right here? Because the Panthers were down coming out at halftime. That's Ryan Gonzalez with the pick 6 to get the Panthers and cut down that lead that the Harlingen Cardinals had. Then in the fourth quarter, should we say more, it was Andres Sepulveda, the drive that we will never forget. Aiden Morales, Jaden Garcia. Then, of course, the one where Andres, with the clock running down, and it's Eli Rodriguez with the game-winning catch, and we're still talking about that one. Look at the crowd. An amazing feeling. We'll watch that one more time as Eli Rodriguez comes up with the catch. That's a highlight we will never forget. Los Fresnos, we got a couple more games here to talk about. Ryan Gonzalez Again, a 96-yard kickoff return for a touchdown as he was able to put the Wesco Panthers on the board, because you got to remember, Los Fresnos came out first and they scored. So that was a big point of the game for the Wesco Panthers. And then, Eli Rodriguez pick any one of his 4 touchdowns for 275 yards. Eli Rodriguez really took control of that game, scoring all those touchdowns, and just a tremendous night for him. And then last week, Frankie Trevino against Rivera, his very first touchdown of the season, and it was just a great catch because the defender was all over him, and he was able to get away from him, make the adjustment in the end zone, come down inbounds for the score. The defense has been making amazing plays all season long. This year, a great example. Watch them swarming to the football right there, forcing the ball to come loose. That's Devin Silva with a strip, and the Panthers recover the ball, and they put him in great field position. And how about we give a little bit of love, Mike Gonzalez, to the student section? They always have so much fun out there. And once again, it's like a pep rally when they're here, and amazing time. So those are just some of the plays, some of the top plays that we've had this year for the Wesco Panthers.
Oh, Carlos, those are all great plays we've seen throughout 2023. But some of the plays that I thought about also that we didn't show but were wonderful plays was the Edinburgh game against, when Edinburgh High came here to town, Chris Luna, on the very first play of the game, Edinburgh was going for the long shot down the field, and Chris Luna actually made an interception and actually stole the ball from the receiver. The receiver had possession, but then Chris Luna, only a sophomore, was able to steal it from him. That set the game up, and they were able to score a touchdown from that. A few weeks later, or the next week, they played a Laredo United South, had a big goal line stand in the second half, and that was big time there also. But another goal line stand that I also remember was against Los Fresnos late in the fourth quarter, where Los Fresnos was trying to get back from a 35-23 deficit. They had the ball at the 2-yard line, had 4 cracks to score a touchdown. They had 3 cracks from the 1-yard line, and then on 4th down, they tried to sneak it, I think, and they're trying to leap over all defenders. And then what happened? A fumble, and then Marcos Valdez came up with the recovery in the end zone. The Panthers held on to that 2-possession lead and went on to win the game 42-23. You know, those are just a couple of extra plays that they had throughout the season that just were a big impact in this season. And those are championship plays, Carlos. Those are plays that help you bring golden balls into the shelves.
Absolutely. And we're not done yet. We got a game tonight, we got a game next week, and they're in the playoffs, so they're going to have a 3rd game as well. All right, well, all games will be on the Weslaco ISD YouTube channel, and on the call tonight, it'll be, Scott Harrison and Fred Alfaro. So, guys, a big game tonight.
It definitely is, and things have been going well for the Panthers, but everything isn't quite perfect. Yeah. Fred, Coach Stroman has a couple things he's worried about, right?
Well, anytime you promise something to an O-lineman like pancakes, it drives them crazy. They want to do better. By the way, every single time they get a pancake block, come up, you press in the shoulder pad, and you fall back on your back, lay flat, get the pancake lying flat. You get a star or a paw or a W on your helmet. So everybody wants one. The problem with that, Scott, is when you come up and you miss that, or your guy comes this way, you tend to grab. And so last week, they had some really things that the Panthers don't do. A lot of holding calls, and Coach said, we're fixing that. The pancakes, though, I'm happy to say, are still in play.
I knew you'd somehow work food in here during one of the pregame shows. And you know what? A team that I think about when I think about the Panthers is the Houston Texans. Okay. They have really overachieved this year, just like the Panthers have the last 2 seasons. And so in honor of that, I brought in one of their banners. And it's also good to hide faces because, Halloween is coming up soon. And I don't want people to look at me and Fred and be real scared, especially children and pets.
Yeah, ours are on the same all the time, 24 hours. They're always on.
Okay, now let's go back down to the good-looking guys.
All right, thank you very much to Scott and Fred. We appreciate that. All right, it's now time to learn a little bit more about one of the members of the Wesco Panthers. We call the segment 5 Questions.
What's going on? I'm Darren Hanks. I'm a defensive tackle for the Wesco Panthers, and this is my 5-question segment. My favorite food has to be chicken wings. They're just so versatile. You can eat them in different ways, smoked, grilled, or fried. And then you can put a bunch of different sauces on them. It's got to be SpongeBob SquarePants. It's just classic. You can watch it. Even to this day, I can still watch it and enjoy the show. It's got to be a 1969 Dodge Charger. It is pretty rare, pretty classic, and just a classic muscle car that was all around America. My favorite music is between hip hop and country. I like a lot of classic hip hops and the recent. And then country, it's just the genre all around. It just depends on the mood. My favorite athlete has to be David Goggins. I really like his inspirational videos and his motivation. He just has a great mindset, and it inspires me to be better.
Justice.
And we are back here, down to the field here, and we got the battalion commander Isaac Pena with the Wesco High School JROTC, and also members of the JROTC behind us. And we're going to talk a little bit to Isaac here to tell us a little bit about what are some of the duties. What do you guys do as part of the JROTC group for Wesco High School?
Duties as a whole or in general?
Just in general.
In general, we help out the community. But usually it's more to get the cadets involved.
Yeah, what are some of the things? I mean, do y'all do volunteer? I know y'all help here at the games, right? I know y'all here at the games. So tell me a little bit about that.
We help out at the games. Every single game, we're always selling food. Really, anyone who wants to buy. Also, we just established our booster club, which we're also selling snacks with more food. But this time around, they're also doing pictures for everybody to do.
Okay.
I know last year you guys went to, I think it was out in the ranch area, right in northern Hidalgo County, and participated. I'm sorry?
It's called La Copa Ranch.
Yeah. Will you guys have another event like that this year again? And if so, where is it going to be at?
Yes, we are going to have another event like that, but it's going to be, I think, in the Corpus Christi location. I'm not too sure about that. It's a program. It's a camp called JCLC, JROTC Leadership Camp. It's where JROTCs across the valley. It's usually 12 or 10. They throw us all together. And there's every day there's different activities. There's marksmanship, marching. We went like kayaking. That was fun.
Yeah. Kaywas was there last year.
Yeah.
And we plan on being there again to kind of shoot some video also of what's taking place. Let's talk a little bit about the game here, because I know y'all play an active role here. Not only are you selling those brisket burgers, but what else? I see you guys, y'all carry the WHS flags. And what else do y'all do here at the games?
Flag runners. We also provide security for the gates here.
Okay.
Flag runners.
So if I want to come through the gate, how do I get across?
You would have to have an ID showing or a wristband.
Or a wristband.
For identification purposes.
All right.
Well, what is it like? You guys are the ones that carry the WHS, correct? Well, what is it like when they score a touchdown, the band starts playing the fight song, everybody's going crazy, and then your guys run down the track? How cool is that?
For being honest, it's a pretty amazing feeling. Having that adrenaline rush, having that ability to represent our school. The school colors. That's an honor.
Awesome.
All right. Yeah. Isaac Pena, the battalion commander for Wesco High School JROTC. Thank you very much for being here, and also your crew as well. Let's take a look at the weather for tonight. Sun is starting to go down, so it should cool down a little bit. Going to get to about 85 degrees for the football game. It'll be Wesco High School versus the Hannah Eagles, as the Wesco Panthers are trying to go 9-0 on the season. All right, that'll wrap it up. We still have the band students who are still being recognized out here, but as soon as that is over, the Panthers will be on the field. They'll be warming up, and then we'll be ready to go. The Wesco Panthers taking on the Hannah Eagles as they try to go 9-0. For Mike Gonzalez, Isaac Pena, I'm Carlos Robledo. Thanks for joining us here on the Knapp Medical Center pregame show.